Hi, everyone, and welcome once again to JSA TV, where we are streaming to you live from the floor of, not ITW, that was last week, Datacloud Global Congress 2026. I'm so pleased to be joined by so many great influencers and thought leaders and experts and innovators across the digital infrastructure space. No less than my current guest, Stephen Zhao, who's the Thermal Management Director Europe for Castrol. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Barb.
Yeah, there's always a lot happening, as you can tell. This show is busy, it's productive, it's one of the best across the globe, really, every year. How's the show for you so far?
I think it's been great. This show is expanding, I think, from the previous years we came. Now it's gone to 3 days versus 2. Lots more people are coming as well. And every year it's just getting better. Quality conversations is also very, very great. And we're seeing people all around the world. So it's a great place to be.
That's right, yeah. And some of the conversations, of course, today and this week are happening around AI and workloads and how people are managing for that. From your perspective at Castrol, what are some of the conversations you're hearing?
Yeah, so it's definitely the biggest focus right now, right? How do we handle AI? How do we meet the demands of this technological transformation? And from one of the, biggest challenges is that the technology is evolving so fast, right? So if you're looking at AI, it's all a lot depending on kind of the NVIDIA technology development, chips. Every year they're coming out with new ones. They're more powerful, they consume more power, and they emit more heat. So how do we meet that demand is becoming quite a key focus for everyone involved.
And when you think about some of the solutions that you're specifically bringing at Castrol around some of the advanced technologies, what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I think with chips, it's quite interesting. They're very hot and there's a very concentrated amount of heat. It's actually more dense than a nuclear reactor.
Oh.
So this is something that people don't really know.
No, yeah.
And to cool that, then you need very specialized technologies. So at Castrol, we provide direct-to-chip coolants to manage that. And also we do a lot of research into the next generation of how we can manage this as it's growing even faster at an exponential rate. And a lot of the pain points that we're seeing is all of this is so new, right? The deployments in the industry, they've only been around for a couple of years. People are not experienced. So what we try to do is we bring our expertise. It might be new for the data center industry, everything being covered in fluids. But for us, we've been around for 125 years. We've been working with these kind of things for that amount of time. So we have a lot of these insights that we've gathered, over a century that we can then apply to this, and we can support people by, doing testing and analytical support and all of these things that is becoming quite essential with liquid cooling becoming the main focus of the industry.
Yeah, and on that note, I've had the opportunity to chat with people over the last few days here, and of course liquid cooling's been a topic for several years, but now it's imminent. People need this solution now, and it's part of the overall strategy really for a lot of facilities. So when you think about that, how are you at Castrol helping people to build this into their overall facility water strategy?
Yeah, so I think right now it's a new concept for people to do the direct-to-chip cooling for, it's been around for a couple of years, but in Europe, for instance, it's only just being rolled out. Yeah. We have a bit more expensive power, so things took a bit more time to arrive, but it's here and it's growing quite fast as well. In terms of facility strategy, what we at Castrol like to do is to bring from the chip to the chiller. So we have fluid solutions that, take you to the technical side with the servers and everything, but also through the facility. And that way you get an understanding of the whole ecosystem. And because in Europe, this is such a big struggle with the power costs and the energy demand, what we need to do is kind of squeeze the efficiency out of every bit of the system that we can. So here, for instance, we've developed new products for the facility loop that's then reduce, your efficiency, the energy demand, so you get 10% more efficiency, right? And that's, it might not sound like a lot, but once you add it all up, it's a lot of energy savings. It's potentially bringing your overall power consumption below a certain threshold that you can get the planning over the line for your facility. So a lot of these things, getting these efficiencies is one of those big propositions we can provide by being able to do the whole facility, not just one part of it.
Yeah. So as we're about in the middle here of this show, as you plan for conversations you may still be set to have over the course of the week, and then of course, what happens when you leave here? What are you most focused on?
I think what I'm most focused on is how do we support customers to deliver success through the lifetime of their deployments. So I think, one thing we like to set up ourselves apart from our competitors is that we don't just provide a product, right? We like to have a service that is not just from, first day, installation. We also take care of our customers throughout the lifetime of whenever they're going to be using our products. Over the years, right? Maybe lasting even into a decade, because a lot of the time, if you're looking at a data center, a lot of technology is quite new, right? Liquid cooling has only been around for a couple of years, but the projects being built, they're planned for 15 years, right? So these data centers that we see, they're supposed to be lasting for a long time. Yeah. And we're going to be here for our customers through that entire journey.
Yeah, that's great. And thinking there's immediate needs that need to be solved for now, but really with an eye to the future and how there will be longevity for that. So,
exactly. Things are changing so fast every year that if you don't think about what's ahead, it's definitely something that's going to come and blindside you later.
Yeah. Very well said. Thank you so much. Just a pleasure to have you here. Really appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Thank you. And I know it's a busy show. So
thanks for having us.
Yeah. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in to JSA TV. Until next time.